friends, welcome back to another video. I have my cute little jack-o'-lantern mug here for company while we record this today. So I'm so happy to be here. I'm really excited about this video. So fall and Halloween are two of my very favorite things. I love this time of year. Halloween's my favorite holiday. So naturally, I'm very excited to be sharing some knitting patterns that I found for both of those things. So a few of these I have already made or I'm planning on making this year, and then the rest are new to me as well, and I'm excited to get into it. Let's get started. So let's get into it. We'll do the fall patterns first and then Halloween at the end. I have 5 of each. I'm very excited. So the first one I have already made. I made these last year and they are the Claudia gloves by Orsa Makes. So they're a super cute fingerless glove and they're perfect for this time of year when it's starting to get, you know, a little bit colder, but not so freezing out that you need full finger gloves. And I love the way these knit up. I love the thumb increases, so they slant opposite directions. So you do have to pay attention to which glove you're making. When I first made them, I made 2 left gloves on accident, so then I ripped it back and made the right glove because she has directions for both in the pattern, but I missed it the first time. But yeah, these are super cute and comfy for fall. Keep your hands warm. They're also very functional. Still have your fingers free if you need to use your phone or do anything like that. I love the ribbing detail on the thumb and hand and the wrist section. So I think I want to make another pair of these this year, but they'd be super cute with like contrasting ribbing as opposed to all being one color. And you could totally make these as a quick gift knit. When I made them the first time, I made them twice. So I made them as a gift and then I made them for myself, but it only took me like a weekend to make them, you know, working on and off. But yeah, these are a great start of fall knitting project. Sometimes I love having like these smaller projects that are quicker to finish when I'm working on sweaters, so it's like a nice little break in between. So yeah, this one could definitely be done in a day or 2. Love this. Okay, let's get into the next one. The next pattern I have for you is a sweater pattern that I found on Etsy. I have my laptop here I'm looking at. So it's called the Sweet Home Sweater Chunky Jumper. I love the colorwork motif at the top. It reminds me of toadstools, so like little toad mushroom stool houses, and I think it just looks so cozy and fall to me. And it's a little whimsical, which I feel like starts to come out in the fall as we're leading up to Halloween. So this would be another quick, easy start to color work. So since it's just at the top of the yoke and then the rest looks like it's stockinette knit in the round, it'd be like a good intro to colorwork sweaters. At least that's what I'm telling myself, because I do want to try making a colorwork sweater one day, and I think this would be a good place to start. I think with the whimsical nature of the colorwork on the top, this would be a perfect fall sweater to knit now that you can enjoy it in through Halloween and the rest of fall, because that's when things feel even more magical and whimsical throughout the year, at least to me. And this just looks like a place I want to visit, like these little houses. I wish I could go there. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel when I look at it. Okay, so the next pattern I have is actually crochet. Now, I'm not very good at crochet, and this pattern is a YouTube video tutorial that teaches you step by step how to do it. That is pretty much the only way I can do crochet, is if I have a step by step video that I follow over and over and over to make the object, but it usually turns out. I just like could never read it. Well, let's not say never, but as of right now, I can't really read a crochet pattern and figure out how to do it. So this one is for some fall leaves. I think this would make a super cute banner, like across a mantle. Or another idea I had for it was making a whole bunch of them, and this idea came to me after seeing Jenna Phipps on YouTube. she crocheted a bunch of flowers and then sewed them all together to make a shirt. So I think you could do this with leaves. You could make a ton of these leaves in different colors and then sew them together or crochet them together and make like a table runner or shirt. I mean, anything. But I really think that would be cute. I'm not sure how many you would need for it to be long enough, depending how big your table is, but I do think it would look really good. So that being said, I am planning on making it. I have some stash yarn. I actually bought this yarn last fall intending to make pumpkins, crochet pumpkins with it, but then I never got around to it. So I want to use these colors this year to make these leaves. Okay, so it's all of the shiny happy cotton from Wool and the Gang. Let me show you all the colors. So I have these 4 fall colors. So I think all of these together would look really, really good as those fall leaves. So my plan is to crochet a bunch of these following the tutorial, and then I either want to try that runner idea or I might just make a banner this year, and then if I have time, make some more, and then eventually sew them all together and make a runner. But yeah, I love these colors. They just scream fall to me. I also think this would be a great fall decoration item that you could use for Thanksgiving too. It doesn't lean too Halloween-y. But yeah, love this. Love that pattern. I watched the video once through and I feel like she explains it really well and I could follow along, and I'm not like the best crocheter, so gives me hope. But yeah, let me know if you make this or if you've ever knit or crocheted pumpkins and like made a banner out of it, because I've always wanted to do that. I just haven't done it yet. Okay, so the next fall item is a clothing item again. So I saw this on Instagram a couple months ago. It's from Wool and Beyond, and I have knit some of her other patterns and I really enjoy the way she writes them. They're very easy to follow and I'm obsessed with these sleeves. So I have seen a lot of those like bolero knit sleeves before hers, but these are the first ones I've seen that look like this. So they're called ribbed sleeves by Wool and Beyond on Instagram, and I love that the ribbing goes across like horizontally. So instead of, you know, we have vertical ribbing in our sweaters or like cuffs of things, even, you know, on this it's vertical. I love that it's turned sideways in her ribbed sleeves and it almost looks like stripes. So I feel like this is a great fall pattern because it's unique. Those bolero half sweaters are in, but it's perfect because it's not a full sweater. So if it's still warm where you live, but you want cozy sleeves, you can just throw this on over like a t-shirt. So I cannot wait to make this. I think it's knit up in worsted weight yarn, and I do have yarn for it that I'm planning to make it with. I am going to use some Lion brand fisherman's wool in the natural brown color. I think it's gonna be really cute and go with a lot of things in my wardrobe if I do this color. I love the way that this is constructed. The increases and decreases make such pretty like curved lines along the back, and it's just so different than anything I've ever seen. So I definitely think I'll be making this for the fall, or it might bleed into winter, but best believe I will be making it. The last fall item I have is called the Fields of Gold sweater, and this is by 100 Acre Wool on Instagram. I think her name is Isabella or Bella. I think she has a knitting podcast on YouTube also. But I love the look of this sweater. I love the like, it's not color work, it's the knitted stitch motif on the front. It looks very like, it looks like wheat to me, grass. It just feels very fall and like autumnal. I'm fairly certain she has this same motif in a pair of mittens or socks. I want to say mittens, which would be like a great intro to making this, so that way if you don't want to commit to the entire sweater with the whole motif. But I think it's just so pretty. I love the color that she knit the sample up in. And if I was gonna make this, I'd probably figure out exactly what yarn she used and then copy it, because I do love to copy a sample in the exact color they use. But yeah, those are all the fall patterns that I have, and let's get into the Halloween patterns. Okay, the first Halloween pattern I have is from the book I've been talking about a ton, I feel like in every video, the Charming Colorwork Socks book by Stone Knits on Instagram. I mentioned I was gonna make these, and I have started. So, as a reminder, here's what it looks like. They are these bat socks. The pattern's called I'm Batty for Halloween, which honestly, I am. And let me grab them. Okay, I'm working on them right now. So I just turned the heel, and I just have to finish the foot for the first sock. So I decided to go with green and charcoal. I love how these are turning out. I'm using Malabrigo sock yarn in lettuce, and then hedgehog fibers in slate, their sock yarn. But love how these are turning out. Colorwork socks are so fun. I feel like they knit up super quick. This would be a fun gift knit if you wanted to take the time to make them for someone. Also just think Halloween socks are the best. I love to get a new pair every year, but this year I get to knit some. And this leads me into the next pattern, which is also a pair of Halloween socks. So in case you didn't want to buy the whole book, the Charming Colorwork sock book, she has another sock pattern called the Just Peachy Pumpkin set. And so this is two patterns in one. In the pattern, you can buy it separately from the book. It's for sale on Ravelry. It includes two patterns. One to make peaches, Colorwork peach socks, and then the other, it shows you how to do faces to make jack-o'-lantern socks. So I'm definitely planning on making those after these. I have the yarn for them. I'm going to be using the rest of these two. And then I have some orange for the pumpkins. So I'm super excited to make those. It's just so fun. All I want to do is make Colorwork socks now. But yes, super excited to make the pumpkin ones. I couldn't decide which ones to make first, and then last minute I felt like knitting more with green than doing the slate in the background, so I did the green first. The next thing is also pumpkins. So I found this on Ravelry. It's easy knitted pumpkins. These would also be really cute to make a garland. To knit them and then string them along some string and have a cute little pumpkin garland. Or these would just be cute, like set out on a table, anywhere. I love pumpkins. I love the way these ones look. It looks like an I-cord is used for the stem, which I've never seen before. I feel like sometimes I see people get sticks and like put it in the pumpkin, but I love that the whole thing's knitted instead of just part of it. These are so cute. I think a little basket of them is adorable. And I want to make some of these. Maybe I'll make it with these two yarns, and then it can kind of go with the leaves that I'm gonna make too. This might be a good idea. Yeah, I think this would be cute. These two oranges go well together. They go well with my little jack-o'-lantern mug. So I think these would be really cute to make those knitted pumpkins with. Or I think on YouTube I've seen people crochet pumpkins. So anything pumpkin will be cute for Halloween. For fall. This could technically be for fall. But yeah. The next Halloween item is a sweater. It's called the Carved Pullover, and I am obsessed with it. I don't think I'll make it this year, but I want to make it next year. I just have too many other things that I want to make that I already have yarn for, and if I made this, I'd have to buy yarn. So, you know how it goes. But I love how subtle this Halloween like motif is. I don't know how they did it, which is good that there's a pattern because I have no clue. I just love that it's carved out of the sweater. So if you don't love like super bright, crazy Halloween stuff, you know, like these socks, if you're not super into that, this sweater could give you Halloween vibes, but if you don't look super close at it, you might miss it. It's kind of like fun and subtle. Looking through Ravelry at the samples people made, I love all the different colors. I think if I did it, I'd probably do like a burnt, once again, this color, a burnt orange or like brown. I don't know if I would go like pumpkin, super bright pumpkin orange, but I have seen other photos of people on Ravelry who've made it and it looks really cool in that color too. So I have some time to decide, but I'm obsessed with this pumpkin pullover. Okay, and the last pattern I have to share with you is another Halloween pattern, which is kind of Halloween depending how you look at it, but it is the V-neck vest from Well Loved Knits, and it's checkerboard. So the reason that I think this is Halloween is, if you have watched the show Wednesday on Netflix, she wears a pretty much identical V-neck checkered vest, sweater vest, and it looks very similar to the Well Loved Knits pattern. And so I think in her sample she used like charcoal and white, but if you do black and white, it'll really look like Wednesday's. I remember seeing online last year that people found that that was from Zara, that sweater, and then I thought, oh, I bet someone has made a pattern similar without even, like, the intention is not to copy it, but it looks so similar and I totally want to make it. Love that show. I started rewatching it recently because I'm starting to get in the fall mood, so I want to watch all the creepy cozy shows, and that was one of them, and it reminded me of her vest that I was obsessed with, and I totally had to find a pattern for it. But yeah, that is everything that I have to share with you today. I'm so happy that you're here and that we got to talk about fun fall knitting patterns, and leave me comments below what you're knitting this fall, whether or not it's like super obviously Halloween or just what you're working on this fall. I love finding new patterns because just add it to my never ending to be knit list that I have on Ravelry. But yeah, thanks so much for watching.